Hello, my peeps. I hope everyone is doing well today. And I actually, now that my backup person is here, I actually have two people on the team besides just me by myself. Now there are two of us. And life is a little bit less chaotic as we, kind of spread the work out. So, God, this has been a summer. Anyway, hope you all are doing well. I do want to do a shout out to Devil Dog and Joe Morgan and a few other folks who are, dealing with family and personal challenges. I hope you guys stay safe. Hope you guys stay well. I hope you guys do better every day. Stay blessed. And Mad Shad and Vision, thank you for reminding us by shouting them out regularly, even though I've been falling off the grid a lot lately. It's refreshing to see the community at least keep each other in their thoughts and prayers, because I do believe it makes a difference. But anyway, moving on. What is my topic for today? Well, things have gotten weird in Europe. So we all know Russia and Ukraine are in a war. We all know Israel and Hamas are in a fight, and they're probably going to drag Hezbollah into it and see where it goes from there. What's getting interesting, so you guys remember I made a video a couple of weeks ago, several of us did. We all caught different pieces of this. What happened was all these fires, right? We've been talking about, like, now for a year and a half now, maybe 2 years. They started accelerating right around the war. Fires at the egg plants, fires by the Texas cattle, fires in the forest, fires in Canada, right? All sorts of weird shit. Then there were fires more recently in the last month in Europe. German metal company, British, what was it, BAE or BAP, whatever, the British armament company, also with a fire that they immediately suspected and actually put out warrants for a couple of Russian-affiliated Croatians or something like that. I don't remember how they tied it, but basically it was people hired by Russia to go break shit. I also did a video about Uber terrorism or DoorDash terrorism, where basically instead of sending my own agents, I go and pay a cartel to pay a third party to go and blow something up or do something bad. So in the news today, in both MSN and in BBC, there's a report that a few months ago, it just came to surface now, the CEO of the German, I think it's Rheinmetals. It's basically an artillery and ammunition manufacturing company, was targeted by operatives that they believe were hired by Russia, because that particular company is providing Ukraine with a boatload of both soldier level and equipment level ammunition. This goes hand in hand with all the fires we've seen at all these weapons, metals, and recycling plants in Europe that are very unexpected. Because of some spies the US and Britain had in whatever entity was creating this plan, they were able to give a heads up to the Germans that, hey, this guy's in danger, and they were able to stop the plot. But they didn't say if they actually caught the guys or they killed them or what happened. But they're absolutely saying that Russia's behind it. Now, I'm sure we're doing the same, because Russia has had some fires way away from the front lines, like in the middle of the country. They also had a train derail, as I mentioned on another video, coming from Korea with a bunch of ammunition, weapons, and rockets coming from Korea and China. And they actually showed a picture of the rail that they jet cut the train track. Like, apparently they literally torched it within 30 minutes of the train arriving. So in other words, if the inspector went the day before to make sure it was all hunky-dory, they were hiding, and then they waited till they're like, oh, the train's down the track, let's cut it now. And it was just enough to where a few cars went over, and then like the fifth car, the rail finally moved and it derailed, and then the whole thing went to shit. That scares the hell out of me. And I gotta tell you, and I know I look a little tired, it's been a long week. Hopefully I get some rest this weekend, because now I have people helping me. I'm kind of excited, if you couldn't tell. That concerns the hell out of me, because now what? This is, again, the fifth generation warfare. I think Cold War did a really good video on it. I believe it was Cold War. And I know Prepping with Sarge talks about it. Matt Shad had mentioned it. There's this concerns me, guys, and let me explain why it bothers me so much. You look at the Boston bombing, right? It's two radicalized guys. They did a lot of damage. They basically shut a major U.S. city down for about 4 days while they were being chased around by the SWAT teams and everything. Imagine that happening, but happening in San Francisco, L.A., New York, Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, Chicago, Detroit, and of course, like New York, Boston, Miami, all at once. 1 day, just pipe bombs in 10 different cities at once. How fast would that screw up the economy, and how fast would it screw up the country? Trucks would get shut down. Groceries would run out because the supply chain would come to a screeching halt. Those kind of attacks are very disruptive. Also, then there's the question, they're targeting leaders. They're targeting CEOs now. These are non-military targets. It's not like, oh, I'm going to kill the general who's helping Ukraine. No, I'm going to go kill some CEO. So who else is a target? If you're a car manufacturer and you just happen to be supplying, Ford Broncos to the Ukrainian military, they're going to kill the CEO of Ford. There are a lot of things can quickly escalate. And then more importantly, all of us are going about our day-to-day business. What if I'm out and about and some asshole decides to kill some CEO or attack a civilian target? Basically, the bottom line is there's no more delineation. In the past there were targeting of influential civilians and politicians, as well as military targets. But now it seems like there's no line at all. Like there used to be certain rules, like you didn't just go and shoot women and children. But now it's like, it's okay. We'll just do that. And granted, America's as guilty as Russia and anyone else, because we all damn well know America's done their fair share of shit. But this is important if you're traveling for the summer, if you're traveling for the holidays, when your kids go back to school. Be extra vigilant. Even your elementary kids, teach them, hey, I'm going to put a flashlight if the school allows it. When my kids went to elementary, they had a little flashlight and a little rain poncho and a snack. Or not a snack. I put something else in there. Well, I used to put a snack, but they'd eat it all the time, so I just stopped doing that. But they had a little flashlight and a little poncho. And then as they got into high school, they had a legitimate, get-home bag. And they were all track kids, so I'm like, you all could just run the 2 miles to the house. You'll be fine. But teach your kids to have certain items with them. If the school allows, you may want to talk to the teacher. There's a blackout instead of freaked out kids. Okay, children, everyone take out your flashlight. Turn it on, everyone follow me, and let's go to wherever we have to go to where it's safe. I fear that as everything escalates, we're going to see more attacks, not just on remote manufacturing plants or chicken plants or armory plants, or weapons manufacturing. You're going to see targeting of civilians to disrupt another country. And we've invited millions of people in here. Again, if it's 7 million... 10% is 700,000, 1% is 70,000, and 0.1% is 7,000. Imagine 7,000 terrorists, 0.1% of the immigrants execute an attack at the same time. Not that we should be paranoid, but understand what's going on around you. Do you live near something that could potentially be a target? An Air Force base, manufacturing plant, a refinery. And if you work for a corporation like I do, what are your security protocols? Do they have shutdown protocols, bomb threat protocols? If you ask HR and your corporate security people, they will usually share that. There's probably a learning module somewhere in your company that you can read up on and understand how your company, your workplace, whether you work in a garage doing body work or you work in a corporation doing engineering or legal shit, know how everything works. Know how your first responders respond. Where would they be coming from? Who are they? Who's going to get to you first? Understanding how things work will put you ahead of the game because everyone else is going to be chickens with their heads cut off. Anyway, interesting fact, they're trying to assassinate a CEO of a civilian company because they were manufacturing something Ukraine needed. That basically says everyone's fair game. So be careful, be smart, pay attention to this stuff because it's getting weird. God bless, Godspeed. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you all on the next video. Thank you, guys.